Wine Library TV, a.k.a. WLTV, and this is BBQ Central.
Start the game! Let's go!
We'll do it live. Okay. Well, do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
So to get that perfect barbecue, you use wood. Are you sure it's safe? Whatever. We put the lighter fluid on, strike the match, and... Oh! Should we call the fire department? That might be a good idea.
Welcome to the Really Big Barbecue Central Show. A show that talks about barbecue and grilling type shenanigans and tomfoolery, originating from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame city of Cleveland, Ohio, the barbecue capital of the North Coast. I am your program host, Greg Rippey, happy to have you. It is a barbecue capital of the North Coast. We were down at Edgewater Live last Thursday, and there were no less than 4 out of the 12 food trucks that were stationed there that 3 of them were full-blown barbecue food trucks, and the other one had a number of barbecue items, although they're not traditionally a barbecue restaurant or known for being a barbecue restaurant or food truck. So it is a barbecue capital, and they were on the North Coast. Never was it more textbook on display than it was almost a week ago. So if you're in Cleveland, you're ever at Edgewater Live on a Thursday during the summer on special weeks, live music, the beautiful people are out on the sandy beaches of Lake Erie. It's a fun time, not going to lie. All right, if you want to jump in on the show tonight, here's how you do it.
You can get in touch with the show by calling 216-220-0966. Email Greg at the BBQCentralShow.com. On the Twitter and Instagrams at BBQ Central Show.
Everything else you want to find out about the show can be found at the main website, thebbqcentralshow.com. And here's what's happening. Coming up in about 12 minutes from now, he is a first Tuesday of the month guest. By the way, welcome to July if you're counting. Typically in the second interview segment of the first hour, usually it's Malcolm Reed, a YouTube sensation, and then we follow up one YouTube sensation with a second YouTube sensation, that of course being Sam the Cooking Guy. Malcolm Reed is out for the duration of this week and next week. For my non-German speaking friends, that's and next week, by the way. So I had to do a little schedule reshuffling, and realizing that I have gold in the palm of my hand on the short side of the segment in the first hour, I asked Sam if he would be more than willing to pull a additional segment, and he said, as long as I'm out by X time because we have dinner with friends, I'll do whatever you want. And that's why he is quickly becoming my all-time favorite install on the regular basis. So Sam the Cooking Guy in the first hour, we have plenty to talk about. If you didn't know, July 4th is coming up day after next. If you didn't know, in the live fire industry, that might be the single biggest barbecue and grilling day of the year. Labor Day is really big. Memorial Day is really big. Because on either side of those, that would signify either the beginning of a grill season or the end of a grill season, depending on how you look at it. But July 4th is like the Thanksgiving to live fire cookers. So we'll talk about recipes, things outside the box, traditional stuff too, like hot dogs, cocktails, all that good stuff. And who knows? I mean, best laid plans with Sam always lead to Hindenburg-type conversation as we completely diverge off of whatever the outline was. But we'll see. We'll try and stay on task as much as possible. Plus, we do have a little bit extra length of time that we don't normally have, and if we go off track, everything is jammed up anyway. Second hour. You've been seeing it promoted on social media all over the place. One of the most recognizable faces in barbecue today. And over the last handful of years, big Moe Cason makes his triumphant return, singularly, to the show. Moe was on in conjunction with Bob Trudnak a handful of months ago, and Moe was like on some type of a fishing charter. There was a lot of commotion going on behind him, and there were various points in that interview that I was just going to hang up on Moe, and I didn't want to do that because I like Moe as a person, but as a guest on the show, and I was running the disrespect meter up, and he didn't cross over it, but if it would have been any more, I would have had to catch and release Big Moe to keep it in with the fishing concept. So Moe is in by himself for the duration of the second hour, so if you want to call in and ask Moe a question, I'm sure he's happy to at least hear it. I don't know if he'll answer it, but whatever. 216-220-0966. Don't forget to follow me socially on Instagram and on Twitter at BBQ Central Show. And you can always follow me on Facebook /BBQ Central Show as well. So it's safe to say that while the first hour of the show last week was well received, certainly, Pat LaFrida, Chris Hughes from Broken Arrow Ranch, one guest who's never been on this show before, another most recognizable butcher in the country who has been on the show a number of times before, quickly becoming a semi-recurring favorite, might be in the running for semi-recurring Hall of Fame. We'll see about that later in the year. The runaway favorite interview of the show last week was with 17-year-old Angel Todd. You would recall she won the very first SCA event in Ohio 2 weeks ago. That was held at Hartville Hardware. I may have some news on Hartville Hardware coming up as time allows. And I agree, she was great. She shared 99% of everything she did in her cook, overcame a thermometer disaster, probably felt some pretty good pressure competing against her dad as well as some other teams that were there, and comes through it on top and everyone, and over everyone, and gets the golden ticket to Fort Worth for the World Championship. So great story. She is the future of competitive food sport. There's just not a lot of them that we're hearing about. I don't know if you knew that. So once again, thanks to Angel, her dad Keith, for doing the show and allowing her to do the show. Yes, weirdos, I did get Angel's dad's permission before I contacted her to do the segment to make sure that everybody was on the same page and I wasn't some creep. Dare we take bets? As a matter of fact, dare we take bets on Angel Todd winning the world title? I know Steve Ray is always down for taking some action. He's the Las Vegas of Ooltewah, Tennessee. So if you have thoughts on that, drop them in the instant chat, and Steve will start making bookings as we speak. On a side note here, if you are interested in free barbecue books, and this has been the season of barbecue books, no doubt. A lot of people showing up on this show, pimping their books, whatever they are, electric smokers, pellet smokers, regular smokers, on the grills, you name it. Plant-based meat smoking, plant-based smoking. If you want a free copy of Bill West's new barbecue book entitled Smoking Meat 101, be the first to send me an email right now, and in the subject line, put Smoking 101. Send it to me right now. First one in wins. I will announce your name live right here on the internet airwaves. The book is a beginner's guide, but also has 75-plus recipes in it. So if you want a copy, you're a cheap ass, you think you win all the time, all that, don't hesitate right now. Shoot me an email, greg@thebbqcentralshow.com. And in the subject line, put Smoking 101, and then send it to me, and the first one in will win this book from Bill West called Smoking Meat 101. It's very, very fun. As a matter of fact, we have a winner right now. Here we go. We're going to the winning hotline. And believe it or not, Joe Martinez, winner. Joe did not mess around. He heard my direction. And bango bongo, bada boom, bada book it. You just won that book, Joe. So now, Joe, send me another email. And in that subject line, put winner, and then in the body of the email, full name, address, telephone number, and I will forward that to Bill West's PR person, and they will be sending the book out to you directly. So I'm sure, I don't want to speak for you, Joe, but I'm sure there was an inner yearning that perhaps I have the copy of the book, that I might sign Bill West's book. I might autograph my name in Bill West's book. That's not going to happen. It's going to ship directly from the publisher. So I'm interested in your take on the book, and that's what it takes to win here on this show. Fast fingers. Did anybody watch Jason King's latest YouTube video? Go check it out. It's a winner. Bacon-wrapped salmon bites. I don't know if it's his latest one, but I saw it up on Twitter the other day, and I watched the whole thing from start to finish. He's got a future in that YouTube. He could step up his production game a little bit, but that's all right. Everybody can't be me and Steve Ray. Barbecue Hunk, don't hate on the salmon bites. I think you might like it. Let me talk to you quickly about the Barbecue Guru. Believing that outdoor cooking should be easy because it can be, especially with a Monolith Guru Edition grill. Remember this guy? Yeah, sure you do. It's the world's first temperature-controlled smoker with a built-in power draft fan. By the way, a ceramic cooker. It means smarter control and greater freedom with automatic temperature control. Easily choose your cooking time and temperature and let the Monolith do the work of a sous chef or a barbecue pitmaster. With minimal effort, you now have oven-like precision at the grill. You can serve the tastiest, juiciest meals each and every time. So easy to do. If you already have a Barbecue Guru Pit Control device, you don't need to get anything new. You really don't. All you have to do is hook that controller right up to the fan that's built in, and you're off and running. Do you want to upgrade that tech? Sure. Why not? You can upgrade that tech. If you have any questions about what you want, make sure that you give them a call, 800-288-GURU. That's 800-288-GURU. Or shoot them an email at their website, bbqguru.com. We are back with Sam, the cooking guy, right after this. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting live from the Barbecue Central Show studios in Cleveland, Ohio. You're listening to the Barbecue Central Show. Once again, here's your host, Greg Rempe.
All right, welcome back. This portion of the show being brought to you by Butcher Barbecue, makers of award-winning injections, marinades, rubs, seasonings, barbecue sauces, grilling oils, all of Butcher Barbecue products tested on the competition circuit as well as in my backyard and many others worldwide. Be the pitmaster of your neighborhood. Visit butcherbbq.com to stock up now. Always trust your butcher. The first Tuesday of the month, bringing a visit from our friend, our favorite ex-Canadian, Sam, the cooking guy. Hey, Sam.
By the way, I still am Canadian.
Not really.
Canadian.
I mean, I guess. All right, so I got to tell you, I mean, immediately I saw, are you leaving? You going for a run?
No, I left my refrigerator open and it was, the door started making that noise.
Do you have, is your refrigerator running?
Oh, you should get it. It's going down the block.
All right. Better go and catch it.
That just shows how old we are, bro.
You have Prince,
me.
Do you have Prince Albert in a can?
Let him already suffocate.
What is Prince Albert exactly? I don't even know what the hell Prince Albert is.
Yeah. It must be, is it a tobacco?
I don't know.
How about this one? I remembered with my mother and hers that she used when she was a kid. So we would call people up and she would say, are you the woman that does the washing? And the woman would say, I guess yes, because if you wash, whatever clothes in your house, she'd say yes. And my mother would go, oh, you dirty thing, and hang up. And I would say, what the hell does that mean? She goes, well, it was funny. I go, I would debate you on that, but I still would like to know what it means. She couldn't come up with anything.
Well, hey, sometimes the funniest jokes are the most inside. even if they're your own inside joke to yourself.
I guess.
Well, look, let me do a tight shot on Sam the Cooking Guy here, because, by the way, if you can't read, I apologize, but he's wearing Doug Scheiding's Rogue Cooker T-shirt right there.
Yeah, you got that right. By the way,
man.
I don't know if he sells them.
Yeah.
It's a darn good fitting T-shirt. I like it.
Yeah, it's the Tri-Blend T-shirt. He doesn't sell them, but, I mean, it's promotional stuff.
Yeah. He was gracious enough to send me one.
Oh.
And I promised him I'd wear it. And I've been wearing it because, like, I wear T-shirts like 99.9% of the time.
Yeah.
But I don't like many T-shirts. I'm fussy about the way they fit. And I'm prepared to admit that. I know, look, it's a pretty manly audience. There's going to be guys going, oh, don't give a shit. I'll wear any piece of crap someone gives me. And that's fine. I don't want to wear any piece of crap.
Yeah.
Jethro, ease up. Let me just be sensitive with my clothing.
You're a little more discerning on your T-shirts.
Or something like that. Yeah.
I mean, you must like that one because
Doug made a good
you don't wear the Barbecue Central Show shirt that I sent you. I mean, I've noticed that. It's the same material, my friend.
When did I get that?
I don't know, like last year when I sent it to you, but that's fine.
You sure I got it? Did we talk about me getting it?
Yeah. That's all right.
Let's not bore the audience.
That's all right. Yeah, we no need to talk about that. Sam, I was watching a video, by the way. We got a lot to get to. I was watching a video of yours. And you purposefully put liquid smoke in a recipe? What? Did I happen to mention this is your last time on the show? I mean, what are you doing? Why liquid smoke? You made my point. You made my point as you're getting ready to add it. You're like, and you smelled it. You almost dry heaved. And you're like, just add just a little, so much, because it's like devil's urine. So, I mean, why even put it in?
I never said devil's urine.
Those are my words.
I was making, for God's sakes, man. Can I talk? Thank you for getting that.
Go ahead.
Thank you for getting that. That was way too insightful. I did that shit in the oven, and I was just trying to say, look, if you want to add a little bit, you could do this. Let me just skip to what we shot today that will be on
tomorrow.
I think Friday.
Okay.
I did beef ribs, short ribs, grilled.
Mm-hmm.
That, by the way, is amazing. They are amazing.
Now,
and as I said in the beginning, there's a thinking that before you do too much gesticulation with your hands, there's a general theory that says there's nails, and the only way to get them is a slow and low braise in the oven, or at like 250 on your smoker for 6.5 weeks. Not true.
Right.
They were definitely not as pull apart tender after about a half hour, 35 minutes, but they were every bit as delicious. They had a little extra chew. They were fat and meaty, and they were outstanding. And I'm mentioning this because I commented about an email that I'd gotten the other day. Somebody we did a tomahawk on the smoker. And he goes, love the video. What can you suggest for people that don't have a smoker? And I said, well, short of saying buy one, you could use one of those little smoke boxes that goes on your grill. Mm-hmm. And I said, but because I'm a good guy and not just a douche, I went and bought one, and here it is, and we're going to try it today.
Nice.
I'm telling you, my shirt still smells like I've been over a giant 24-hour cook for a huge brisket on a proper smoker. The thing worked. I was really surprised. Now, look, you probably will laugh. Oh, little boy, take that little, toy of yours and go play in the sandbox. But for people, Greg, that don't have 75 charcoal cooking equipment in their backyard
and wood,
like you,
yep.
I think it's actually a pretty good option.
All right. So were these the beef ribs? So there's two different kinds. Were these like the 4-bone rack, huge ones that you see in Texas? Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I didn't do that. I had the guy cut it down for me. I didn't want those.
Yeah.
They're about this big.
All right. Well, I can't. That'll be a Friday.
Try.
All right. I'm very excited.
Little marinade, couple hours in the fridge. Take them out a half an hour, then throw them on, and babysit them a little bit. We cooked them on the hot side till they looked really beautiful, and then threw them over on the cold side or the not hot side, and let them finish there. They got about 130, and they were freaking amazing. Oh my God. Oh my God, as they would say in Minnesota.
Oh my God. Okay. Now, the other thing, I think, was this the same? This was probably the hot dog video, I think. No. There was something you used recently, mayo, and what the hell were you making with it? It was some kind of like a topping sauce. Maybe it was a burger thing that you were doing when you were recreating the McDonald's stuff. I'm getting way off top.
Yeah.
So from time to time, but there's large gaps of the time to time, we've talked about mayonnaise on this show. In order to keep with my complete snobbery that I have laid out to you already this evening, while we would never use liquid smoke, we would never use Miracle Whip, ever, ever. Always mayonnaise. Now, where I need you to re-explain, I think you did this about 10 years ago, if you can believe it or not, but we then had talked about this thing called Kewpie Mayo, and you use it all the time when you're doing the Sam live cast, and you broke it back out in package so people could actually see it in this particular video. But from the...
That's exactly what I did.
Do you have some?
You want me to do that now?
Do you have some right now that you can... All right.
Stand by. Give me 10.
10 seconds. All right. Sam, the cooking guy, is heading out to grab his... Oh, you're... Oh, look at this. It's almost like we had it set up, but you just must have these laying around. All right. So tell me all about Kewpie Mayo and why it's good.
I always have 3 or 4 of these. So Japanese mayonnaise. Look, if you're a mayonnaise fan, I would argue that the shit is near life-changing. It's very different. It's very different. There's more egg. I mean, there's more yolk, I think. Maybe a touch like a rice vinegar. The texture is completely different. It's more like hand cream, and then it's really soft. What are you, a Best Foods guy?
I don't know what Best Foods is, but we have Giant Eagle for. You mean from a mayo standpoint? It's either Hellman's or Duke's.
Okay, I don't know what Duke's is, but if you put some of this side by side with your Duke's, you'll see like little air pockets in the Hellman's,
yes,
in the Western mayonnaise.
Right.
This is so smooth you can't believe it. But the flavor, you have to really do the taste test thing. And I keep them. I keep small ones. I'm out now, like this size, because whenever I do like some kind of event at my house, or I've got people over, and I use it for something. I used it last night for the Captain Crunch seared tuna, and it's prominently in it. People always say, like, what's the difference? And then I show them, and they taste it, and it's over at that point. Just to tell you how popular it's become, and I like to believe we had a little something to do with this, it's now sold at Costco. That's a big deal.
Like all over the place, Costco? Because I got one that I just joined because of their prime meat selection.
Their meat is great, by the way.
Oh, it's insanely good.
Great. It's insanely good.
Yeah.
People go, where do you get your meat? And I go, Costco.
Yeah.
They go, really? I go, where do you get your meat? Because the day of a lot of butchers being around is maybe coming, but it's not here yet. And the people that say to me, what, you get your meat at Costco? I know what they're doing. They're going to like a shitty supermarket and getting crap that who knows what it is. The guy behind the counter half of the time doesn't even know what it is.
Yeah, that's a true story.
So yes, Costco's carrying, and a viewer sent in a picture of a pallet of it. Well, and I didn't know which one it was from.
Right, so I'm probably going to have to go to Costco tomorrow anyway to grab some items for Thursday's events, which we'll get into here in a moment. But so I'm going to look for Kewpie Mayo in Cleveland, Ohio, and see if it is there. I will snap photogs and shoot them over your way to know that you are infecting the rest of the country. So my fingers are crossed. And this is something you would use all the time. Deviled eggs on top of hamburgers as a topping, dip French fries, you name it.
Makes everything better. Everything.
More richness, more depth of flavor, things of this nature.
Absolutely, 100%. And the Japanese mayonnaise, Kewpie. So just know there's two different types, and this one is Kewpie by name, and this little creepy Kewpie doll likeness on it is also imprinted on the bottle when you take it. And the first time I bought it, it's a plastic squeeze bottle, and it's in this bag. And for me, I was like, kind of weird in a squeeze bottle. Can that be right?
Yeah, right.
I mean, is it still good on the shelf? Like, how is plastic any different with a lid than glass?
Right.
It's no different.
No different. It's all about
Same
air
at all.
getting in. Yeah. And if if you don't have Costco, you get it on Amazon, or you have to go.
Amazon.
Yeah.
Absolutely Amazon it. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Like, I think it's worth trying once, and I would argue that most people are going to say, "Oh, dude, that stuff's the shit." And I know you did the rant about Miracle Whip, but you have to know there's people watching right now that's their thing.
Well, they're wrong.
And I'm okay with it. I don't hate Miracle Whip at all. It's a very different flavor.
It's totally
profile.
gross. It's totally gross. There's no need for it. It's outrageous.
I have a friend who couldn't get near a bottle of mayonnaise, no matter what kind it was. She's a mayo hater. So you're a Miracle Whip hater, and it is what it is.
All right.
There's a good poll for you to do. You could do that right now somehow. I can't, but you could say Miracle Whip, yay or nay.
All right, Miracle Whip, yay or nay in the instant chat. Start putting up yes or no, and then I'll quickly tally as we continue to talk. The other thing that I wanted to,
I'm just saying, there's gonna. I think the majority will be
mayo.
Will be nay, especially because they're fans of you. They want to make you happy.
How dare you?
So don't
these
make
people
Greg
want
happy. Don't make Greg happy.
These people want to tear me down any chance they get. I mean, there's nobody's going to try and make me happy. I guarantee it. All right, so let's as the answers start to trickle in here, we'll come back to it here in a second. But the other thing that I wanted to ask you about, and this is as much as grilling oils have changed my life from Butcher's Barbecue. That was the read that I did prior to you just coming on. The other thing that I'm using all the time now. And you introduced it to me maybe a year, maybe it's even a little longer than that. And in your videos, you call it neutral oil, and your favorite is avocado. But so talk to me a little bit about the term neutral oil, and then why specifically avocado for you. And it's great.
So neutral oil simply means a non-flavored oil. Olive oil has flavor. Extra virgin and regular olive oil. It definitely has a flavor. Sesame oil, basil oil, obviously those have flavors. When I say neutral oil, I'm talking about like if you want to put a little oil on the outside of a Flay before you put salt and pepper, garlic powder, whatever you want on it before it goes on the grill, I say you use the oil that has A, the cleanest taste, and B, more importantly, the highest smoke point. When oil burns and it starts to smoke, it gives off a bad, rancid kind of flavor. Olive oil smokes at somewhere around 300. For virgin olive oil, less than that. And avocado oil is at 500 degrees.
Yeah.
So if you're going to be doing any kind of high heat cooking, you should be thinking for sure about an oil that smokes at a higher point. And avocado oil is not just sort of flavorless, but what you get is a clean flavor. It smokes at the higher point, and it's good fat. It's healthy. Canola is some weird chemically engineered shit from Canada. Don't trust those fuckers ever. They're very polite, but don't trust that oil. I don't like that. Vegetable oil, that's going to break down for sure really early.
Yeah.
And you don't, look, I'm a fan of stir frying. I have in a wok grill pan, holes in it that is fantastic. That I get super hot on my grill. I toss vegetables in avocado oil and then season them a bit. And I cook them on that thing outside while I've got steaks or chicken or whatever else going beside it. But I don't want the stuff to burn. So I use the avocado oil. I use avocado oil 90% of the time. I use regular olive oil for making salad dressings. And I use extra virgin olive oil only for finishing. Like one of my favorite steaks is a Flay with crumbled blue cheese and a couple good drizzles of like a very good extra virgin olive oil. And a very good extra virgin olive oil is just the one that I like. It's a very personal thing. So if you're looking for a good all-purpose oil, 100% avocado oil is the way to go. If you're looking for a great extra virgin olive oil, you need to go try them, because what I like might not be what you like.
Man, it's like a wine almost.
It's like wine. And risking all the jokes that you want to make, I prefer an extra virgin olive oil with a fruity finish as opposed to a bitter. I don't like the bitter olive oils.
No, me neither.
Say what you want.
I like fruity finish on extra virgin as well. All right, here we go. Quick feedback here on the Miracle Whip and mayonnaise. So no's mean that they are against Miracle Whip. Here we go.
That's how I took this. Yeah.
Rogue Cookers.
Tell me, how many total do you have so far?
I'm just going to read them off. It's probably like 10 or so. So just a small smattering. Rogue Cookers, negative. Dennis Busso, nah. Barbecue food for you. Haven't had whip in years. Guy the Cooking Sam.
That was not a no, by the way.
Yeah. Guy the Cooking Sam. Yay, especially on tomato sandwiches. Huckleberry Barbecue. It's good, but mayo is better. Lance Owen. Yay. Yins Love Barbecue. Nay. Backyard Barbecue Show is telling us to try peanut. All right. So we had mostly no, but we had a smattering of Miracle Whip lovers. And they know.
Who said
what? Go ahead.
Who said the tomato sandwiches?
Guy the Cooking Sam.
Okay. Let me just speak to Guy the Cooking Sam and the rest of the audience for a second. I lived in a building in Vancouver, British Columbia. The first place I moved out to, about 2 weeks after father came home and said, your mother and I have decided it's time for you to move out. I don't know. I was 18 or 19. And I said, Sweet. I can't really afford it yet. And he goes, we're going to help you find a place. He wanted me the F out of the house.
Yeah.
So I lived in this about a 20-story building, and 2 floors above me was a very Scottish kid named Kevin McDermott. And Kevin McDermott would make the thing. It was a tomato and potato chip sandwich.
Yes.
So white bread is the key.
Yes.
I still maintain white bread's the key.
100%.
And then he would use something called Heinz salad cream. That's a British thing that we have in Canada. So this was, of course, back in Canada.
Yep.
And then there'd be thinly sliced tomatoes, ripe, of course.
Yep.
Kosher salt, lots of fresh ground pepper, and a handful of potato chips on top, and then the other piece of white bread, a little more salad cream.
Yep.
Put on top, you'd squish it down, you cut it in half, and you eat it. And I'm telling you, it's one of the greatest things ever. Yes. I think I put it in my first cookbook. It's definitely on my website. But when you can't find Heinz salad cream, Guy the Cooking Sam is 100% right. Miracle Whip is a perfect substitute for it.
It's because it's similar in flavor?
It has that tang.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah.
So I think you and your naysayers need to not expect Miracle Whip to taste like regular mayonnaise.
I don't.
It doesn't at all. It's completely different, but it has its place, Greg.
No.
It has its place.
I eat the same.
And by the way, one of those places, listen to me now, is brushed on just grilled corn off the barbecue. It's going to add flavor.
Yeah, I've had it a number of times. My dad's brother was really into it, and it's not good. I mean, it's just can I get away with saying I want to like it, but it's just like it tastes like crap, so I'm not going to like it. That's
fine.
Right?
Can I just go back for a second? Did I hear Doug Scheiding say he didn't like it?
That's right. Now,
that's the last time I'll be wearing this crappy shirt.
No, wait until we start talking about the 4th of July menu. You'll probably burn it as we are talking here on the show. So stand by. Give me 1 second here, and we'll come right back. I'm going to do a little business, as they say, and talk to the fans of the show about Big Papa Smokers. Kind of in Sam's neck of the woods, actually. Big Papa Smokers, the one-stop online shop for all things barbecue. Their curated selection of only the best outdoor cooking and grilling supplies. Get you on the path to better barbecue results in no time. They have 13 perfectly balanced rubs and seasonings. They don't disappoint. Pick up a bottle today, bigpapasmokers.com. Look to improve the flavor of your competition barbecue recipes. You know they have that great partnership with Simply Marvelous Barbecue to form that West Coast offense. They also own Granny's barbecue sauce. So if you're looking for a new go-to sauce that everyone will love, Granny's barbecue sauce, the one you might want to try. And aside from those rubs and sauces, they also offer a great selection of pellet charcoal and wood cookers. If you're looking for a versatile smoker that's easy to use, check out the Mac 2-Star General Pellet Grill. Big Papa Smokers, the exclusive Mac dealer, even offers special packages. If you're a backyard barbecue enthusiast looking for a durable and versatile grill, you might want to try the Old Hickory Ace BP, the only charcoal smoker the Big Papa trusts on his competition trailer. Here's what you do. Go to the website, bigpapasmokers.com, peruse what they have. If you have any questions, give them a shout at 877-828-0727. That's 877-828-0727, or shop the website, bigpapasmokers.com. That's bigpapasmokers.com. Sam the Cooking Guy, and more 4th of July talk coming up. Stick around. Be right back.
Continuing to produce incredibly mediocre content in an exceptionally professional way. You're listening and watching the Barbecue Central Show. Once again, here's your host, Greg Rempe.
Okay, we are back talking with Sam the Cooking Guy. Appreciate you hanging with me through the break there, Sam.
Always happy.
So as we talked
about... By the way, I like what I like most about what we do.
Yes?
Is how we start with a topic, but we never end anywhere near that. And we cover an awful lot of territory in between, and that I really dig.
Yeah. All right. Well, now I'm going to try and maintain some type of outline adherence, because we do have a huge holiday coming up in a couple days. But and that does lead nicely into you potentially burning the shirt. So from a 4th of July menu standpoint, what is traditional for you, and what might be outside the box for you coming up in the next couple days?
Here's the deal. Traditional for me is never really kind of do the same thing. I tend to be a creature of habit in that things that I have made recently on the YouTube channel are things that I'm quite likely to make. Mm-hmm. For example, we did a whole tenderloin, and I find when I'm entertaining, whole tenderloin is really the way to go. I don't know anybody that doesn't like the cut. I know, like, a lot of people love a ribeye. Yeah. And if it's a mostly male audience, big fat tom, whatever, everybody likes that. But a tenderloin, you can never get mad at that. And there's so many things you can do with it. You can make a whole bunch of sauces. I love to smoke it. I think a tenderloin loves the smoker, and it comes off after whatever, like one of these guys, after about an hour or so, looking gorgeous. It's picked up that sort of deep red hue. It's got the smoke. It's just waiting to be turned into a jillion things. Sliced on top of a salad, sliced super thin and piled on like a Hawaiian bowl that you've done on the grill with some sauce or slaw that you've made. I mean, there's so many things that you can do with it. So I like to do that. Recently, we made like State Fair fry bread. And I know people kind of get weirded out when it comes to oil and stuff, but you remember the Indian fry bread thing which is not politically correct anymore. It's now Navajo, or we struggled with what to call it. American, Native American fry bread, that kind of thing. You make a simple doughy batter.
Yeah.
You deep fry it. You take it out, and then you put all manner of everything on top of it. You can do sweet ones for dessert with like cinnamon sugar or powdered sugar or honey, which are great. We did that. But one that was my favorite, I put refried beans, Mexican rice, and then quickly sauteed shrimp on top. And I think that I like giving company choices. So like I said, with the whole filet, you make it, but then you've got a few options for how they can eat it, along with a few sauces. You make the fried bread. If somebody wants to make dessert out of it, they make dessert out of it. Somebody wants to make it a meal by putting refried beans or salad and thinly sliced filet on it, you can do that. I like that. And then, of course, you cannot go wrong with dogs. And everybody's got their favorite, so I'm not even going to try and mention what I like, so it won't make any difference. But
well, talk about your preparation. I mean, like if you're going to make hot dogs, like, oh, by the way, this is what I wanted to get to. Your pal's shirt there, Doug Scheiding. Recorded fact on this show that I can always go back to if he ever decided to try and deny it, said categorically that hot dogs will never, ever, and I mean ever, touch a grill grate on a grill that he owns. Never. He will never put a hot dog. He will never cook a hot dog. He doesn't believe in them. Hot dog is to him as what liquid smoke is to me. If you can believe it.
Stand by.
Yeah.
Stand by.
All right, hold on. Standing by. Oh, dear. Who knows what's going on? There we go. Now we're talking. Shirts off. Shirts off.
Oh, it's on. No, it's on inside out.
Yeah.
What the hell is he talking about?
Not only that, Sam, but if you were throwing a party, let's say Sam is not really with the hot dog scene, but friends come over and they have some kids. Kids love hot dogs. They're like, hey, Mr. Zion, will you please throw some hot dogs on the... He says, he throws up the Heisman. Says, no, kids. Not only do I hate hot dogs, I hate kids. Now get out of here with your hot dogs. Can you believe it? No hot dogs.
No, I mean, he's like that grumpy neighbor that everybody has and hates.
Right.
Get off my lawn, you kids.
Yes, I'm not going to put those hot dogs on my grill grates. It's unbelievable. So that's
why.
Yeah.
What's it going to do?
He says they're flavorless. There's no reason for them, and the only reason.
My language.
Yes, go ahead.
A dog could take a shit on his grill grates and just crank the heat, shut the lid, and in half an hour it's gone.
Right.
You ever heard of a brush?
Hey, it's I guess it's whoever's the cookers.
You know what? This Canadian is calling him un-American.
Oh, geez. Now we got to. Plus, he's from Texas, and they think they're the most American. You know, Texas wants to secede from the rest of the country, Sam. It's outrageous.
Well, with him, they should.
Yes.
Go away. See how long you guys last.
That's right, Doug.
With that kind of attitude.
Beat it if you're going to have your anti-hot dog. I mean, come on. All right,
so for people that are proper Americans and love this country.
Everybody but Doug, you mean?
Everybody but Doug.
Yes.
I like to take my hot dogs, like we did in a recent episode, and I make little slits down the side, down 2 or 3 sides of it. I know they're round. You don't really need to do 4 sides. 2 sides is enough. But like a quarter of an inch apart. Mm-hmm. Cut in just a little bit. And then I throw them in a little pot of boiling water till the slits open up, and that's maybe 5-6 minutes.
Are you down with the slot dog thing? Is that a gimmick or no reason for that?
What is that? Wait, maybe I don't know it by that name.
Well, the product name is Slot Dog, and then it's got, like crosshatch little knives, and you just press it down on one side of the hot dog, flip it over, press it down again, and, it's like instead of having to do the knifing yourself, it's very
I have
quick.
a knife. I don't need to buy that stupid thing.
Yeah, okay. I mean, they're a sponsor.
Somebody's got one. We all fall prey to that every now and then.
Yeah, all right. So you like to cut it open.
Water, 5-6 minutes.
Right.
They're already cooked. The water just helps plump them up a bit.
Yep.
And makes those little crevices that you've created open up, right? Mm-hmm. Then you still have to finish it. You're not done because then you need to make it crispy. And that's where those little cuts really come into play. and they're best on some kind of flat top. So you can roll them back and forth as they're cooking. And the crevices, the edges of the crevices get color. They look amazing. Amazing. And then if you care about your company, Doug, then you have maybe different buns. Maybe you have different toppings. You have a shit ton of sauteed onions. You've got peppers for them. You've got all kinds of cheeses. You just do everything because it's about making people happy, Doug. What a concept.
Doug's argument, of course, is that, you have all of this stuff because there is inherently no taste to the hot dog. Do you agree or disagree?
No, I don't agree at all. Not even close.
No.
A hot dog tastes like a hot dog. Like mayonnaise tastes like mayonnaise. Like clarified butter has its taste. It's got look, you could take people, blindfold them, and give them a little 1-inch bite of a piece of hot dog so they couldn't hold it in their hand and know how long it was and what it was. Yeah. Open your mouth blindfolded, eat this, tell me what it was. I'd say 8 out of 10 for sure going to go, that's a hot dog.
Yeah.
And you know why? Because it tastes like a hot dog.
Tastes like a hot dog, right. We're talking with Sam, the cooking guy here. Thecookingguy.com is website, by the way. If you are going to be in town, like Terry Thai Singer is going to be in San Diego this coming weekend. He's going to be going to Not Tacos, believe it or not.
Not Tacos. Thank you, sir.
You're going to be around the parts there over the weekend or what?
Absolutely. I don't know when Terry's coming, but yes, I'm there a lot.
All right. Well,
and if I'm not there when he walks in, if he finds a manager and says, "Hey, do you know Sam said you could ask him and see if he's around."
Yeah.
And I will come to him.
And maybe he would also want to drop Barbecue Central to make it even more credible.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because that will be meaningful to the managers in the restaurant.
Right, of course.
Any manager in the food hall.
Keyword.
He's going to go into Little Italy food hall. There's 6 restaurants. Just say, who is there a food hall manager if he doesn't see me? And then say, Sam and Greg from Barbecue Central said I could ask. Maybe you could text him and see if he's available. He could come see me.
Yeah. Take a little picture,
and
sign an
I
autograph.
could wear my Rogue Cooker shirt inside out.
Yeah, even better. Or just shirtless. Why not? That's really rogue.
Sure that.
Rogue shirt. You see?
Rogue.
What other menus for 4th of July or menu items for 4th of July you into?
Look, I mean, you're never going to go wrong with ribs. Ever, ever, ever.
All right.
And I love them. I know everybody's got a way to make them.
Sure.
You can slow do them on the smoker. I do mine in the oven first for an hour and a quarter, covered in foil with a little white vinegar. And then I take them out and then I finish them on my grill or my egg. That's when the sauce goes on. They don't need any sauce in the oven. They're almost fall apart, not quite. They're really delicious. And then again, that's another, you could do a whole poll on that, is literally pulling out the bone too much, because I know all the competition guys are like, that's not cool. We can't have that.
Well,
I don't think you would win any competition if you could pull the bone right out.
But who's looking to win any competitions in the backyard? I think you're cooking to your crowd or, whoever.
This is about making your family and your friends happy.
Right.
That's all that matters.
I meant to ask you this last time. Yeah, Doug, are your ears on? You got corn cobs in your ears, son? All right. Speaking of corn cobs, street corn, elote. Talk to me about elote and why we love it and how I had no idea about it until last summer. Shame on me.
Like Mexican grilled corn is just one of those great things. It's called elote. You can have it on the cob and have it off the cob. But it really consists of taking an ear of corn. I brush it with a little neutral oil, as you like to say, little kosher salt and pepper, and then it goes on the grill. Mm-hmm. If you've got like a half an hour, it takes that much to get it softened where it's really nice.
Half an hour.
And color. I wrap the cobs after I pulled off all the husk shit. I wrap them in saran. I put in the microwave for 5 minutes. And then they're soft. And then they get where you want them on the grill in about 10, 15 minutes.
All right.
You save time. But the magic happens when it's done, you've got some black little kernels. I'd say half of them are on them, golden or black or whatever. It's soft to the touch. You just want to bite it, but resist a little bit more kosher salt.
Oh.
And then mayonnaise, Japanese mayonnaise, QP, Hellman's mayonnaise, Duke's, Miracle Whip for our
3 friends that are listening.
George the Cooking Sam?
George the Cooking, Guy the Cooking Sam.
Guy the Cooking Sam. You put on what you want. And then I like maybe a little chipotle chili powder. You have to be careful because it's pretty spicy. You could do cumin. You could do any garlic powder, anything you want. And a squeeze of lime juice, and then you eat it.
What about that cajota cheese?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I forgot. Yes. The cotija cheese, which is that crumbly, it's feta, like Mexican feta-like cheese.
Love it.
That you could use. Forget. You would crumble that over the top. Thanks for reminding me. Or Parmesan if you don't have it. And Parmesan is a very good substitute, as is crumbled feta on top of it. But it's really good. It's really good. Corn on the grill is unlike corn in the pot. What is boiled?
Boiled, yeah.
That is Mrs. Cooking Guy's favorite thing.
Elote?
She loves it. She doesn't love the elote because she doesn't like mayonnaise to be eaten.
She likes boiled. She likes boiled corn.
Is there a better term for it? Because that sounds bad.
No, that's how it is.
It's boiled corn. Is that what you call it, Kelly? Boiled corn?
It's got to be.
When you want corn, what do you say to it? Boiled.
Yeah.
Oh, she calls it corn.
Just do it. Just cook the corn.
Her shorthand.
Yeah, you just cook the corn because there's no other way you would do it. It's either going to go on the grill and you would call it grilled corn or elote. Otherwise, it's make the corn.
When she says corn, I know what she wants.
Yeah.
I understand her shorthand. She says jump, and I say how high.
Right.
She says corn,
right,
and I get a pot of water going with some kosher salt.
Very quickly. Right. But you'll also crush hot Cheetos on street corn. You'll make like an Italian street corn. You'll go the extra mile though. Red, white, and blue street corn.
I say go watch the street corn episode on YouTube. The Italian street corn, the corn comes off. It gets pesto on it, and then some Parmesan cheese. I'm telling you, it's freaking ridiculous. It is ridiculous. And wait, as it's finishing, you're brushing the pesto. Pesto caramelizes a bit and kind of burns in. It is so freaking good. I know. It's crazy, but just do it. Go watch the rest. Watch the video.
Go watch the elote video, the cooking guy on YouTube. Yeah. Last question before I let you go.
Go ahead.
So,
is it about Doug?
No, we're done with Doug. Forever. We're done with Doug forever. We've divorced Doug. I hate to say it, but Doug was the longest running embedded correspondent of my show. He's summarily been fired. I hate to say it. Doug, you're just finding out about it on the air, but you're fired.
Here's what, let's send people to his house to tie him down with ropes.
Everybody do not go to Doug's house. Do not tie him down.
Hot dogs on his grates.
And watch those hot dogs just burn into those grates. Infect his grates. Those wieners are infectious.
I feel bad. He's a really nice guy. Yeah, it's a good shirt. And,
he's fooled everybody. He's fooled everybody. All right, so you watch what's happening as far as cooking videos, what people are watching and liking, consuming. You've seen this rise in on-demand videos for lessons that you pay for. For instance, Masterclass is a hugely successful thing. There's one that's just now coming out for barbecue. Is that something that you would entertain, like Sam the Cooking Guy?
Doing it? No.
Great classes that somebody would pay for?
Our content has been free forever. It will continue to be free. I think there's enough people on YouTube, the internet, wherever, that are putting out great content that you can learn stuff from that you don't need to pay for.
Would you ever spend money on a masterclass video?
No, I never would.
Never.
What if I need to know how to do something? Honestly, Greg, I have never in any topic, not just food. I have never once said, oh, let me look that up on the internet and not found an answer for it.
Is everybody okay over there, by the way?
Apparently half of San Diego is going down.
All
right. I've never been able, that's a good game. Stump the internet. What could it be? You want to look up how to cook a hot dog standing on one leg on the top of a 38-story building. It's probably there.
Do these pay ones, but does it speak to the insatiable desire of people wanting to A, learn, but B, really master something a lot quicker than it would?
Information he could have given you in the paid version. I mean, it looked like he was telling you almost everything, how to choose it, how to trim it, that he's a fan of the salt and pepper Texas style. He doesn't really do anything else.
Right.
He talked about the crutch. He talked about this, when to wrap, when to tell, how to do it, how to cut it, how thick, how to deal with the point, and
everything,
the flat. And I mean, there was almost nothing left. If it was a strip show, he would have been down to nothing except maybe a postage stamp on his belly button.
Yeah. So everything's
you
out.
Get what I'm saying?
I got it. Yeah. Well,
so what else is he going to say?
I don't know.
Here, everybody lean in close. Here's the one thing I don't on the free video. I don't know. Maybe there's some of that. I have no idea. Somebody's got to go pay and find out. It's a good experiment. Good experiment.
We will check it out. Thursday is July 4th. You have been given recipes to try by this guy who shows up on the first Tuesday of the month, Sam Zion, better known as Sam the Cooking Guy.
By the way, let me tell you one thing.
Yes.
We recently did corn dogs, like you get at the fair.
Yes.
And the biggest revelation out of everything was when I did a bratwurst as a corn dog.
Yeah. Ooh.
And I don't know why I've not seen that, but I'm telling you, it is tremendous and people should do it. Maybe people should embrace fair food for their July 4th. Get a whole theme corn.
All right. Fair food. Go to the Cooking Guys
corn
YouTube
dogs,
channel, Corn Dog Elote.
Navajo bread, fry bread.
Yeah.
Do giant turkey legs.
Elote.
Hot dogs and elote, and you're good.
Ready to go. All right. Get all the recipes at his website, thecookingguy.com, or go watch them on YouTube. Find them here on the first Tuesday of every month. Sam, always appreciate the time.
Man.
You got it. There he is, Sam, the Cooking Guy. Gonzo and pulling 2 segments. Great. I mean, always fun to talk to Sam, of course. Always fun to talk to Sam. Let me talk to you quickly about cookingpellets.com, your #1 source for quality wood pellets for all your pellet-driven cookers. You visit cookingpellets.com for more information and purchase. You can also visit amazon.com as well. Don't forget to download their free app. And we are hooking up CB sooner than later for a visit. We'll wrap the first hour. Stick around. Be right back.
Big name interviews, advice on cooking brisket and ribs, and the only host willing to share his honest opinion on all things important in the world of barbecue. It's the Barbecue Central Show.
All right, welcome back, and we thank Sam the Cooking Guy again for joining me the last couple segments talking about a 4th of July meal. Fair food is what he's suggesting now. Elote. I just like saying elote. Just like that, though. Not elote, nothing that. Elote. You got to say it like that. From now on, if you're going to say street corn, you say elote. Just like that. Everybody start calling in with their elote type situation. All right, we're backing out and getting ready for the second hour. Don't forget Big Moe Cason will be joining us in the second hour. Your phone calls and emails. You're listening and watching the Barbecue Central Show right here on the Barbecue Central Network.
This is Marley Rampy, and you're listening to Barbecue Central.
Happy to have you aboard here for the really big barbecue show.
Boing. We cook because we have to, and we grill because we want to.
fine. How is long?
You have a great show. I'm a big fan.
Boing.
So what seems to be the problem here? This man looks like he's dead and he's in the crackle. Charbono! It's all about the Charbono, dude!
Succulent fish. What?
He ate 2 feet 4 wieners. So listen, Lavernius, shut your face.
I'm shaking like a dog shit peach seed.
We have top men working on it right now. Top men.
And just like that, we're in the second hour. Welcome aboard. You have found the Barbecue Central Show. We talk about barbecue and grilling stuff right here on this show. And we do it from Cleveland, Ohio. If you missed the first hour, don't worry about it. We're also recording at the very same time. This show gets put up on podcast. First hour's on Wednesdays, second hour on Thursdays. So if you can't make the live show Tuesdays from 9 to 11, I do record for podcasts so you can consume it at your leisure. Thanks again to Sam, the cooking guy, for joining me last 2 segments in the first hour. As I had mentioned on the way out, as we wrapped it up on the first time, Big Moe Cason will be joining me in about 13 minutes from now. Don't forget, you can follow me socially at BBQ Central Show on Instagram and Twitter, /BBQ Central Show on Facebook, which is where some of you are probably watching this very video feed. If you want to take part in a chat room that is involved, engaged, sometimes profane, mostly on point, and occasionally will just spin the show off and start their own show amongst their own dialogue. You want to go over to the YouTube Live portion. So hit my main website, and then I believe it's the middle block that says YouTube Live. Click that, and then away you go. And you can interact with all of the barbecue luminaries over there. Sylvie Curry is in there. Doug Scheiding. Sean 81073 can be seen. Yins Love Barbecue, just to name a few. Coming up this Friday on the best moments of the Barbecue Central Show in 10 minutes or less. Barbecue Hunk is in the chat room, too. How dare I? He is always on Hunk Patrol, as we know. The best moments of the Barbecue Central Show in 10 minutes or less this Friday. Episode 79, so we are inching closer and closer to episode 100. We journey back to June 2013. And in the first portion of the show, I had a conversation with Derek Riches. Derek used to be on the show a lot. You know, through the annals of the show, you go back through, Derek Riches was on the show a lot. He was also on the show a lot when Meathead was, Meathead has continued to do the show through the years, but Derek had stepped away for a number of years. There was some challenging of whose website was bigger and badder and better. And I was stuck in the middle going, hey, well, how come I can't have Meathead and Derek? But, as things progress, Derek kind of stopped doing the show. We brought him back once. Was it a year or two ago? Maybe it wasn't that late. We talked about something that was pretty topical at the moment, although I can't recall just right off the top of my head. But in this particular instance, in June 2013, we talked a lot about lighter fluid. If I'm not mistaken, we also talked about the green lighter fluid options that were coming out. So if you like lighter fluid talk, and who doesn't, Derek Riches is in the lead segment in the best moments of the Barbecue Central Show in 10 minutes or less, coming up this Friday. And then in the second segment, also in 2013, man, I can't believe it was 6 years ago now, Dr. Akil Houston, who's the Associate Professor of Cultural and Media Studies in the African American Studies Department at my alma mater, Ohio University, not Ohio, OU, Ohio University, not Ohio State, Ohio University, stopped by, and we talked about the N-word, if you can believe it. Because, if you recall, the summer of 2013 was the huge scandal of Paula Deen and her less than savory remarks. The downfall, subsequent recovery to some degree, I guess, is she even on television anymore? For me, that 6 years ago, that was pretty much it. But Dr. Akil Houston came on, and we talked about the genesis of the N-word, where it came from, original meanings, today, 2013 meanings, who's allowed and who's not, and should it be banned. I think I offered up my idea on how we could actually rid the country of racism, and it was a little too extreme for him. But I'm telling you, my plan is really the only one that will work. Otherwise, there's always going to be some bad seeds that are going to want to continue the hate. They'll teach their kids, and they teach their kids, and the cycle continues. My cycle eliminates all that, by the way. But it's very drastic, and a lot of people, very young, are going to die. Oh, by the way, all the old people are going to die. So we might have to take one for the team. But if it comes down to that, I'm more than happy to lay it out again. But there was a very interesting conversation. I'm always happy to put on anybody from Ohio University, Athens, Ohio native. Well, not native, but Athens, Ohio located school. And Dr. Akil Houston joined me for that segment. So check it out. I think you're going to like it. Make sure that you are subscribed to the podcast unless you're just an avid visitor to my website. That does house all of the archives of the show. So if you're not subscribed on podcast, make sure that you do that. You can also subscribe to the podcast on email, believe it or not, but I believe, according to Lance Owen, it really dings your email quite a bit. I don't know if it's trying to catch you up to a certain degree. However, you might want to steer clear and just go to your podcast app, whatever your native app is on your phone, and subscribe that way. I don't know if anybody saw this. I want to try and stick it up in a... this is not the story I was looking for. Hold on. Go here. Is this the right one? Well. We are having a time of it. Let's see. Wheels of Steel. Yes. This loads Bobby Flay. Won't. There it is again. Okay. Well, did anybody else see... leave me alone with the ad block. Did anybody else see the Wheels of Steel... So the name of the title was Flipping Burgers and Steaks While Cutting It Up on the Wheels of Steel. By the way, that's a turntable for the lames out there. This was in some way supported by Myron Mixon. He was part of it. And it was, now I don't even remember the name of the company that was, maybe it was McCormick's that had made this grill. So it was a fully blown and operational grill, but it also had turntables to the left and the right, the wheels of steel, as it were. And as you flipped and flopped, it would feel the meat hitting the grates, or maybe there was some kind of a sensor, and it would give you like the kind of a thing. Now, they're not in full production. There was no price tag put on it. I would really love to show you the pictures, but I can't. That's fine. Also, we'll be talking to Moe Cason in a couple minutes about this in the upcoming 2 segments. But Bobby Flay brings 2 new series to Food Network. Culinary icon and acclaimed Food Network host Bobby Flay heats things up this summer with the premiere of 2 new series. One, Barbecue Brawl, Flay v. Symon. Bobby goes head-to-head against fellow Iron Chef Michael Symon in the 4-episode stunt, as Bobby and Michael coach 8 of the country's most respected barbecue challengers for bragging rights. In the Flay list, Bobby visits the the Flay list. Okay, this is the other show. Bobby visits the culinary spots. He has free... Who cares about that? Bobby Flay is a leading authority when it comes to grilling, a fierce competitor, so it's only fitting that Bobby treats viewers to the barbecue competition against Iron Chef and bestie Michael Symon for the ultimate bragging rights. And that one starts at the end of July. Am I right on that? Thursday, August 22nd. Yeah, who cares about that one? Oh, here we go. Okay, so Thursday, August 1st, Barbecue Brawl, Flay versus Symon. That's Thursday, August 1st at 9 p.m. Eastern. Over 4 one-hour episodes, Bobby and Michael Menner, 8 pitmasters at the famed Star Hill Ranch in Austin, Texas. So if you've been itching for barbecue television to come back on in some form or fashion, because there are a lot of barbecue pitmaster reruns that I'm guessing are still doing very well. If they weren't doing well, I wouldn't imagine that they would be showing them. Newsflash, if you're going to be in Cleveland this coming weekend for the baseball all-star game, Chris Lilly is in this weekend. How about that? Star Hill Ranch, not fictional. Famed. When people say famed, that means it's not lying. Moe Cason coming up out of the break. I'll talk to you quickly about Green Mountain Grills. I believe Moe Cason has actually used Green Mountain Grills in the past. You have 3 different sizes to choose from, 2 different model or product lines. You have the Prime line, a Jim Bowie, a Daniel Boone, and a Davy Crockett. Well, Davy Crockett's all on its own, but you have a Jim Bowie and a Davy. You have a Jim Bowie and a Daniel Boone Prime, and then you have the regular line, which is also Jim Bowie and Daniel Boone. The Prime line gives you the 2 look-in windows, one in the main chamber, the main cooking chamber. You also have one in the pellet hopper. You have 2 internal meat probes if you want to use them on the Prime line. More robust chassis. You got the 12-volt power technology on the traditional line. No look-in windows, but still same type of capacity. Both of these lines accommodate the pizza cooker as well. You can also buy pellets, rubs, sauces, and other accessories like that pizza oven that I just mentioned, right from greenmountaingrills.com. That's greenmountaingrills.com. And you can check them out at your local Green Mountain Grill dealer. They'll teach you everything you need to know so you are ready to rock and roll when you get it home. greenmountaingrills.com. That's greenmountaingrills.com. And we are back with Moe Cason right after this. Stick around. We'll be right back.
The only show giving you a monthly visit from a doctor of barbecue. A man actually named Meathead. The author of a barbecue Bible. Bloggers, reviewers, competitors, and manufacturers by the dozens. It's the Barbecue Central Show. Once again, here's your host, Greg Rempe.
This portion of the show being brought to you by Smithfield. Are you ready to find out where you rank against all competitive barbecue teams across the country? You visit smokingwithsmithfield.com to check out your rank on the Smoking with Smithfield National Barbecue Championship leaderboard. Don't forget, you have to be signed up for that in order to take place or potentially take place in the national finals in November. Registration is free, so sign up today. Same website, smokingwithsmithfield.com. All right, my first guest, or only guest in the second hour, most recognizable faces in barbecue today. You've seen him on Pitmasters, Smoke, The Steve Harvey Show, the Barbecue Guru web commercials with my man Bob Trudnak. If you compete, you see him on the competition trail as well. So let's go ahead and race to the Fogo Charcoal Hotline and welcome back Big Moe Cason to the show. Mo, how are you, buddy?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I am absolutely fabulous, Mo. Where are we finding you today? Are you back at the homestead, or are you still traveling about?
I'm back at the homestead. I'm back in the 515.
Yeah, how's it treating you?
It's great. It's great, man. Looking forward to July 4th. I'm going to go out to the lake tomorrow with the family. chill out, and then pick up some fireworks, and then go down to the Capitol, and they put on a big fireworks display, and then we have a block party on all the neighbors in the neighborhood. We block out, get a permit, get the city block the street off, and then we have a huge neighborhood July 4th party. So we look forward. Been doing that for the last 5-6 years. I cook barbecue. There's a whole bunch of other people pitch in. It's like a big potluck, and there's other people that bring Q and desserts and sides. It's just a great time. Kids, we got a big bouncy house, and all the kids running around, frolicking around. So it's just a great time, man. And just meeting with your neighbors and just having a good time, man.
I have to imagine, Mo, that you are that guy when it comes to the grilled and barbecue stuff. You'd mentioned that some other people might bring some stuff, but, I mean, that's got to be pretty intimidating.
Oh, man, I'm the easiest Sunday morning, man. Matter of fact, the person that puts on the at their house, I mean, he's a great barbecuer too, man, and and he's just as proud of his brisket as I am. So it's just we're just feeding people, have a good time, man, and it's no competition. It's just enjoying the 4th of July in this beautiful country, man.
We are talking with Moe Cason, MoeCasonBBQ.com, his website. So let's start with some TV stuff here, Mo, as I was talking about before we jumped into your segment. You have some things coming up here as early as next week, if I'm not mistaken, as you're going to be a guest judge on the regular show Chopped.
Yeah. I had the very fortunate to be asked to come back on a regular Chopped and judge kind of a grilling segment kind of thing. And it was a great opportunity. Worked with Minette. And Minette, I know I'm mispronouncing her name, wonderful young lady, and Amanda Freitag, and the whole cast. So it was a great time, man. Judged some good food, and it was just a great experience. I just love the people at Food Network. They're just so down to earth and humble. You know, when I first had the opportunity to be a judge on that show, it's kind of intimidating when you're dealing with these, a little bit intimidating. I'm still always assured of myself, but, dealing with, guys who, these guys have done, I can't tell you how many episodes of Chopped they have done, and they're just pros, man. It's great working with pros, man, because they made it so easy for me and so comfortable, and now I consider them friends, man. I mean, they're just really good people.
So what kind of a relationship do you have with them? Is it a one-off basis where if they're having some kind of a live fire segment, you're kind of the go-to guy for them now, or do they keep you on some kind of a retainer? How does that work?
That's not so much that. I mean, it's just, they got a lot of great minds there at Food Network, and, there's always new stuff coming up, and if they feel like, I would be a good fit, or they would reach out, and if I'm able to do it, I would do it. If I'm not, I'm not, So it's just, I think it's like family. I mean, I truly believe that when it comes to Food Network. I mean, once you're in and they like you, they like what you're all about, they love your originality and being genuine. I mean, and also dropping knowledge. When you're asked to expound on something. They're pros, man, so they know, and so they, if they have something for me and I can do it, I do it. I'm not saying that I'm getting offers, from them all the time, but it's just they're just great people. That's one of those things. Once you are in that family, they really kind of look after you. You know what I mean? And your name gets floated around for opportunities, and if they like you, I mean, that's just how it works, man. I mean, I've learned. I've done a few shows now, and just kind of. And I'm just thankful for the opportunities that I've had doing shows, because I really enjoy barbecuing. I love grilling. And I just love people, man. I mean, I've met you a few times, and I'm the same guy I am today than I was when I started in 2006 competing in this great thing called, barbecue contest, and just being genuine to myself and who I am, man. And when I get emails for opportunities, it just blows me away. I'm just humble and thankful, man, because, I was able to quit my job in 2017 that I worked for 24 years at the water treatment plant here in Des Moines and long doing barbecue. And I just, I had an opportunity to get my rubs and sauces from a big academysports.com, and when they reached out to me, man, it just gave me the courage to, now I'm not scrambling trying to burn up vacation to do a show, or I'm sitting there looking I can't do something because I don't have enough personal time or vacation, and now I'm my own boss, and it's just like my wings, man. I'm just flying, man. I just love it, and I'm just thankful, man. I mean, this barbecue world has been really, really, really good to me, man. But I've been good to barbecue, man. I just kept it real, man.
So from a show standpoint on the Food Network side, like if they approached you to do, Moe Cason travels around the country to do some kind of not a retread of a lot of the stuff that you see on television now, is that something you would be interested in because it would be fun to be on TV and you could put a little bit of a Moe Cason spin on it, or would it need to be something unique for you to get your own true show and really make it your own?
For me, I think that I'm not that individual that's with a term called thirsty. I'm not that person that's going to want to jump at anything just to be on TV. There's people out there that way, but that's not me. So it has to be something that would be beneficial for the barbecue or the grilling or the story, to be able to go out and really capture some really unique stories out there. This barbecue world and grill world is huge, man. And there's so many opportunities, it's just, but it's hard for like networks to sit there and try to do everything. You know what I mean? They got to have something that makes sense. It's got to make sense to the viewers. Financially, it's got to make sense. Yeah. And then you have to have the cast and the crew or whoever you're going to have make sense. So if they ever approach me on something like that, I'd be interested, but it just wouldn't be anything. You know what I mean? It'd be have something that I would want to do.
Moe Cason joining me here on the show. The other thing that you have coming up later in the summer is a barbecue pilot show called BBQ Beatdown. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, me and a couple other pit masters were asked to do this pilot. We went down to Austin and filmed, and I can't really expound too much on it because I don't think I got the okay for everything, but it is a pilot that's going to air on Food Network. It's going to be fun. It is a contest. I'm in a host/contestant role. Mm-hmm. So it's really fun, man. It's unique, and it's going to be it'll be out sometime this summer. So I did that, and then obviously the show that's been announced with Bobby and Michael, and Bobby versus Michael, that was a lot of fun. That was just absolutely a great experience. Working with Bobby Flay and Michael Symon, those guys are just pros. So like I say, man, they're just pros. And, and I have a lot of respect for them. I mean, I have a lot of respect for a lot of people that are in this cooking game and doing shows and stuff, but these guys have done it. And they've built something from nothing, really. I mean, Bobby was telling me stories about when he first started and how he was struggling. And I mean, I look at him and look at Michael Symon. These guys, and they're outstanding chefs, and they do the world of grilling and barbecue good, man. I mean, I got mad respect for them, man. But they also are humble and they give it back. You know what I'm saying? So and that's what I like about it. Even though they've done all they've done, they're still straight humble dudes, man. And I got a sense of that by just talking and chit-chatting with them, man. You know what I mean? And just had a great experience working with them.
So is it just the haters coming out when they see Bobby Flay doing another grilling show or Michael Symon hosting a barbecue or a grilling show? And that initial rush of, who are these guys? What have they ever done? I mean, certainly they're accomplished chefs, but when it comes to live fire cooking or barbecue and grilling, there are what we would appear to think are much bigger names that maybe should get that step up, but probably not the case, though, right?
I'm going to tell you something, man.
Yeah.
Those guys that are out there trying to hate, and they're out there, they don't understand the culture of barbecue. They just don't. And I'll be honest, if you truly understood the cultural history of barbecue, you wouldn't have a damn thing to say. You'd be having your two thumbs up and say, go ahead and get it, because there's enough room for everybody. Okay? When you start thinking that you're better than somebody and you're just more deserving than somebody and all that bull crap, you don't get it, man. You know what I'm saying? stay in your lane, do the best you can. If you get the opportunity, get the opportunity. But there's that, you know, those 4 category trick ponies people out there that, you know, I'm telling you, man, Bobby Flay can cook, dude. Michael Symon can cook. Okay. A lot of them guys, you know, may be able to cook a brisket and maybe able to cook competition chicken, maybe cook competition pork, but that's all they can do. The 4 category trick ponies. I'm telling you right now. You go out there and get a pantry, and I'm sure there's a lot of great cooks out there, man. But I'm telling you, when you got something in front of you and you got to make something out of nothing, you got to be a damn good cook, man. You may do a kick-ass brisket, and you may do some kick-ass ribs. Okay, now make something from scratch.
Yep.
Make rub from scratch. Make sauce from scratch. Okay? These guys, you know, I mean, be humble, man. Be humble and be thankful. There's room for everybody. And those guys are small fraction. I mean, the people that bark out and make the most noise, they have the least to give to the barbecue world. Seriously. So you don't need to be barking, man. You know what I mean? Be happy, man. There's room for everybody, man. Plenty of room. You know, and those are guys that are haters, man. They marginalize themselves, and they're the ones sitting there trying to, you know, bump their gums. You know, man, Grimp, I've seen a lot and heard a lot over the years of me competing since 2006, man. And I'm just a humble, thankful man, for opportunities and just being able to get out there and meet people. And those individuals, I said again, they marginalize themselves and they exclude themselves because of their behavior, because they think they're better than somebody, and they're not. When it comes down to the brass nuts of it, I've seen individuals like that, and they said they may be able to cook a couple of proteins really well, but that's all they can do. Make me some greens, man. Make me a pot of beans. Make me some cornbread. You know what I'm saying? Make me something that's going to speak to me, man. But a lot of them guys, they can't do that.
Well, let's talk about the show. I talked a little bit about it as we lead it into the segment, but give me a high level on how the show operates and then how you fit in.
On which show?
On the Michael Symon, or the Michael Symon Bobby Flay show, the Brawl.
My good friends, Amy Mills and Chris Lilly, we're judges on this show, and essentially, basically, we're judges, and you know, Michael and Bobby are more like host / I wouldn't say mentors,
captains,
but that's kind
maybe?
of what they're the host. So basically, you know, there's a lot of times where we're not on the set, you know, we're back chilling, and then we come back and we judge these certain things. So that's how that works. It's going to be seriously, that show has given me goosebumps. It was such a pleasure. The concept is so refreshing because it's cooking, man. It is just straight up cooking. And I mean, I won't expound any more on that, but it's going to really showcase cooking. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, is it going to be something that is akin to a Chopped show, or it's not even like that?
I would say there's some elements that are sort of like Chopped.
Yeah.
But it's basically a barbecue grilling show, man, from the get-go. You're cooking on grills and smokers, man, and outside.
And these awesome. Two have separate teams that they're trying to coach up, and they're pitted against each other, more or less?
Yeah, it's kind of like that, man. You know what I mean? I said again, I mean, they're not, they don't tell individuals what to do. Okay? They're just kind of like, just like two teams. And it's just, I don't know how much I can actually say, because even though they put a thing out there, but it's just, what I'm saying is it is going to be an awesome show. The way it flows, the dynamics, and there is nothing that's going to be like, okay, I can see where this is going, or this is what they're going to, no, because I mean, you don't know, man. And it's exciting. And, you know, you really see and showcase these individuals in their cooking abilities and styles and stuff. And that's really put on Front Street, man. And it's awesome, man. It's going to be it was just an awesome opportunity to work on the show and just to watch. I mean, we got done when we wrapped, man. Everybody was just absolutely pleased, man. I mean, everybody's standing there, and it's going to be something that it's got legs. You know what I'm saying? I can see this thing going on for the next 10, 15 years, man.
Really?
That's how good it is. That's how good it is, man.
Wow.
I mean, it's just the concept, the way it is, man. It just has so much room to grow.
So you don't, one of the biggest complaints about barbecue pitmasters was it always seemed to be retreading the same teams over and over again, or a different barbecue show kept throwing on the same couple teams or the same couple pitmasters. This is something where you could see anybody having an opportunity as long as they had a passion for live fire cooking.
That's exactly it, man. And then, where it goes, like, for example, and I love pitmasters, and it was so good for me.
Yeah, for sure.
And, but, individuals were able to bring their little bag of tricks. You know what I'm saying? Their little seasonings and their little blah, 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 Well, that crap ain't happening, son. That ain't happening. You got to know how to cook. You know what I'm saying? Because people like Bobby, Flay, and Michael Symon, they know how to cook. Okay, so they I mean, and that's pitmaster. That was great for pitmaster. The guys, they had their little rubs they brought what they normally do on the circuit. Well, that's this is not it. This is raw. You know what I'm saying? And anybody that knows how to cook, okay, it will be showcased.
So we have Amy Mills, Big Moe Cason, Chris Lilly as judges. So let me be devil's advocate here just for a second. And it's not that they go back to the same folks, as I had just said, but, that these folks that they are continuing to pick up and have on camera, they have a skill set that maybe some others just don't have. In other words, lots of great high IQ barbecue and grilling folks are out there. We both know that. But you also have to be able to translate that knowledge and have a personality that works on camera. You need to do both well in order to make TV work. And perhaps that's where the field actually narrows for who gets these opportunities to judge, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely. I mean, I really feel like you have to have a good range, and I mean, obviously a good sense of taste and understanding, but you have to be able to. You mean judging or competing? What do you mean? You mean judging?
Yeah, judging, right.
Yeah, judging, yeah. I think you have to, you got to understand cooking, man. You got to understand flavors. You got to be able to break it down. You got to be able to understand where these individuals are trying to go or what flavors they're trying to out. But you got to be honest. Everybody's different. I'm different than Chris. I'm different than Amy. And so my case, it was just like pitmasters. Myron's flavor it's different than what I like. Tuffy's is different, and that's why it worked. We all respected each other, but we all have different tastes, and that's how it shakes out. I mean, if we have, what I like is different than what Amy likes and what Chris likes. You know what I mean? But having the knowledge to be able to break it down and be able to explain yourself on why you feel that you judge it the way it did, that you did. So that's important. You know what I mean? And because you want to give that contestant, you want to break it down for them. You want them to understand why, pros or cons, why you judge the way you judge. And when you're able to do that, they can respect that, man. They may not like it, and they may like it, depending on what you say. But, if they can understand what you're saying, and you'll know, because, you can get all said and done, they come and shake your hand, like, yeah, man, I totally get what you're saying, man. Or, or maybe they don't like what you're saying. So, I mean, but you got to be honest, man. And that's what, you just got to be honest. I've never been that person that's, and none of Amy is a pro.
Yep.
And so is Chris Lilly. I mean, we are our friends, but I learn all the time. I learned just by being around Bobby and Michael and Amy. And, like my uncle used to say back in the day, if you're the smartest cat in the room, you need to get out of that room and go in another room. Okay. And that's the truth, man. And I'm constantly, I just think Amy's such a pro, and so is Chris Lilly. I got such much love and respect for him because, I mean, they've done, you know, more TV or I've done a lot of TV now, but they've done, you know, they were doing it before I was doing it. I mean, as far as on the judging side and so, but, you know, I'm constantly, I'm amazed. And the same thing with Chopped. When I sit next to Monique or Amanda or Jeffrey Zakarian, and they learn from me, it's amazing how you just learn. Keep your eyes open, your ears open, your mouth shut, and it's amazing what you can pick up and learn, man. It's just amazing, especially when it comes to TV, man, because TV, you can be the baddest cook in the world, but if you can't translate that to the viewer at home and all they see is straight crickets, it ain't going to do you no good, man. It ain't going to do you no good. You got to be able to understand and connect with the person at home so they're understanding where you're going and what you're all about and keeping them engaged. You know what I mean? And so they can stay watching the show.
Moe Cason joining me here on my show, Moe Cason, BBQ.com. Mo, can I hold you over for one more segment? We can talk about some July 4th stuff and some other things you got going on.
No problem, buddy.
All right, hold on 1 second. We are talking with Moe Cason from Moe Cason Barbecue, and I'll talk to you quickly about Southside Market and barbecue before we get back to Mo. Attention, folks, in the business of barbecue. Established in 1882, Southside Market and Barbecue is the oldest barbecue joint in Texas. They've been owned and operated by the same family for 3 generations. They offer premium Central Texas barbecue products, slow smoked over real wood, shipping, distributing, manufacturing sausages for companies across the U.S., from food trucks to multi-chain restaurants. Southside sausage can be on your menu, too. All meats processed in that on-site USDA-inspected facility, a trusted partner with a focus on quality and authenticity. Wholesale options are available. They ship nationwide via FedEx. You can also get them through food service distribution like Cisco, U.S. Foods, and Martin Foods. Co-packaging capable from R&D to package completion. They can follow your recipe or help you develop something brand new. Private label opportunities also available. You visit SouthsideMarket.com for more information. That's SouthsideMarket.com. And here's the kicker. As you are shopping on SouthsideMarket.com, once you fill up your cart with all the great stuff, and might I suggest sausage slammers and beef sausage, just to name a few, as you're checking out, at the very end, for the promo code, enter BBQ Central, one word lowercase, that's BBQ Central, and get 10% off your entire online order. Not just that time at SouthsideMarket.com, but every time you go to SouthsideMarket.com, you enter code BBQ Central at checkout, and you get 10% off your entire order. All right, we are back with more Moe Cason. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Continuing to produce incredibly mediocre content in an exceptionally professional way. You're listening and watching the Barbecue Central Show. Once again, here's your host, Greg Rampey.
And this portion brought to you by Fireboard. Monitor up to 6 different temperatures simultaneously. Connect to Wi-Fi for cloud-based monitoring, or connect via Bluetooth. If you have Google or Alexa, you're in luck because Fireboard is fully integrated with both. Find out more by visiting fireboard.com or call 816-945-2232. And we are talking with Moe Cason. All right, Mo, so as we had mentioned, you're ready to celebrate the 4th. I'm ready to celebrate the 4th. I had talked with Sam, the cooking guy, in the first hour and got some menu suggestions from him. Do you have anything out of the ordinary or traditional that you love to see on this kind of a holiday? Because this is our, what I call the live fire cookers Thanksgiving, is 4th of July.
You know, for me, I just, you know, I've done, like, normally what I'll do, like, you know, for Thursday is, you know, I'll cook a brisket. I love cooking briskets. It feeds a lot of people. You know, there'll probably be 100, 150 people there on the block.
Wow.
So we just all bring, you know, I mean, I love just simple hot dogs that are grilled. Mustard, some onions, some good old hamburgers, some barbecue brisket, ribs. I mean, people bring all kinds of things. So, but basically, it's just your traditional barbecue fare and grill fare. It's what I enjoy and what I like. I'm not sitting there trying to make no crown roast for July 4th. You know, we just doing hamburgers, hot dogs, brisket, ribs, some pulled pork, some things that are just Americana, man. This is something that we grew up with and we like and we cook, and it feeds a lot of people and everybody enjoys it. So, I'll make some, some sides, and the wife will make some sides. And I got some killer baked beans that I do. I've got, some sweet green slaw, and just some traditional barbecue fare dishes to go with the proteins.
All right, so you are also traveling quite a bit. If you follow Moe on Instagram or some of the other social media stuff, you see he's getting his miles in. And let's talk a little bit about that. So, for the folks that don't know, previous to getting into obviously the regular day job and then obviously in the competition barbecue, you also did a stint with the military, correct?
Yes, yep, United States Navy, man, and proud of our military. I'm a big supporter of them. My first ship I was on was the USS Missouri, Desert Storm. We came back from there and decommissioned her. Now she's actually in a museum over in Hawaii, Pearl Harbor. And I want to take my family over there because my family really has never seen, obviously, the Missouri. So I want to build a walking decks with my family. That's one of my bucket lists before I leave this earth, is to be able to do that with my family. And but yeah, I'm a big Navy guy. It was sport, and I've got a great opportunity. Was reached out to me by a military contractor, believe it or not, Grimp, about a week and a half ago. And I'm going to be going over to some military bases next May to do some basically like festivals on military bases.
Nice.
So I'm going to be going, I'll be doing some classes. I'll be doing some cooking for a bunch of troops, a bunch of sailors. So I'm going to be going to Anchorage, Alaska, and then we're there for a couple of days. And then we fly over to Honolulu, spend the day there and do a gig. And then from there, I go over to Japan, and I'll hit 2 bases. I think one's is Yokosuka, that's a Navy base, and the other one's maybe an Army base, and so I'll be over there for about 3 weeks. Wow. And I can't wait, man. And for them to reach out to me, it's just amazing. Like I said, Brent, it's amazing, man, to reach out to me. And then when you got sailors and military people influencing them, say, hey, man, you need to get Big Moe over here. And it's just humbling, man, And I'm ex-military, so it's just, I can't wait to get over there and be with, I understand about being in the service. I understand about the long hours and the commitment and the sacrifice, because I did it. And I have a great appreciation. So I know when I'm seeing the fellow airmen, Marines, Army, Navy, Coast, all those guys, I understand the sacrifice they do and what they got to do. And, military is not a job where you go get rich. You do it because you love your country, man. I'm telling you, man. And that's it. And that's what's wonderful about the volunteer Army, man. I mean, you're not forcing anybody, it's volunteer. And so you want people that want to be there and want to serve. And so I'm always a big fan of the military, man.
So when you go to these places, obviously there's going to be a lot of time when you are on base and you're getting food prep or you're serving, cooking, all that stuff. Yeah. But is there time outside of that where, you could take in the beauties of Anchorage or Honolulu or Japan for that matter? I mean, have you ever been to Japan before?
No, I actually had the opportunity to, I was stationed in San Diego on my second ship, which is the USS Peleliu, which is now decommissioned too. And my chief engineer asked me, obviously he wants you to stay in the military, and I was debating on getting out, and they said, where do you want to go? And I have a cousin of mine that was on the USS Independence, and it was out of Yokosuka. And I said, I want to go to Yokosuka, and they pulled orders and found orders for me, but then I didn't end up deciding to getting out, and I got on the water treatment plant back at home as soon as I got out of the Navy, so it worked out for me. But so no, I've never been to Japan. I wanted to go to Japan, but I didn't go. So this is my opportunity now to be able to go over to Japan, and I'm sure it's by looking at the schedule. They've emailed me the schedule. It's a tight schedule. There's going to be 1 or 2 days I'll have off to be able to, I won't have a day off. I mean, I'll be in Hawaii, so I mean, I know that base really well because I've been there multiple times when I was on the Missouri.
Yep.
But I'll have a day off, 1 or 2 days off in Japan, which would be cool. So I'll have an opportunity to get out there and really see something, see Japan, because that's one of my things I wanted to do is see Japan.
What was your rate when you eventually left the Navy?
I was a boiler tech. I was a BT-3. Now, when I went in boot camp, you know, I got advanced early every time because I busted my ass. You know, like boot camp, our squad, we did good, so I got advanced the next rank because we were the top boot camp class for that session. And then I went to BT MMA school, and basically it's like college, a year's worth of college jammed down for like 3 months. And I mean that's the coursework. I mean, it's amazing because you got to test every day, and then you got a major test at the end of that Friday. And you can only fail a test twice. If you fail a test twice, you lost your school and you went straight to the fleet. Because they spend a lot of money to send you to school. So you're competing with your fellow classmates. So you're competing with your shipmates. So if there's 30, I mean, the dropout rate is pretty high because, I mean, you got to be on it to win it.
Yeah.
And so when I went to school, there's probably 35 sailors. And then by the time I graduated from school, it was probably 18 to 22.
Oh, wow.
Probably a little bit more than that.
Yeah.
I mean, they ain't no joke. I mean, they when you go there to do the best you can. So you're competing with your classmates for your GPA. And so I end up graduating top BT in my class. Now we had a combined class where you had machinist mates and BT in the class. I'm not competing with the machinist mates. I'm competing, even though I was top BT in my class and I was second with the highest GPA. I had like a 93.8, which was amazing because I wasn't a very good student in high school. But I knew that this was the best course for me.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do water treatment. And I went to many lectures. There's something I didn't get, because you're learning all type of boiler systems on various type of ships in this 3 months. You're learning oil systems on different type of ships. You're learning about H-packs, L-packs, compressors and stuff on different ships because every ship's different. And you pick your orders based on how well you did on your GPA. So I remember my instructor, and he watched me grow. Where I struggled in the beginning. I failed the test once. And, and they take you down to the office and they tell you this is what it is. And I said, it scared the death out of me.
Yeah.
So I went many lectures. If I didn't catch something, I'd go back later on that night and have a mini lecture on that topic. And I end up, as I was increasing, it just gave me motivation. It was my self-driven motivation. Up to that point in high school, I didn't have that type of motivation. I didn't have that. But I knew that this was the best course for Moe Cason was for me to do the best I can. And I busted my ass learning. And I remember my instructor calling my name up to the front of the class to have first pick of orders. And it was the USS Missouri. I had a bunch of ships I could pick through. And I knew that looking at the USS Missouri, and they can't sway you one way or another because you're going to be spending the next 3, 4, 5 years, depending on what your hitch is on that ship, on that command. But he looked at me and kind of weakened his eye. He says, if you want one on the Missouri is a ship that has history and lots of medals and lots of class and prestige. And I said, I'll take the USS Missouri. And it was the best thing that ever happened to me, man.
Wow. That's a great story. And by the way, thank you for your service, Mo. A number of people in the instant chat are thanking you as well. As we transition out of the military stuff here, and they get back into Moe Cason. So, I remember the first time you did the show, you were Ponderosa Barbecue, and then over time you've transitioned into Moe Cason Barbecue. Was that a specific thing that you wanted to do on your own, or, did you get together with some folks and say, hey,
business,
we should do it? Yeah, business. All right.
Business, because people know me as Mo. And so, Ponderosa is great. Ponderosa is my neighborhood. When I'm looking at right out of my window right now, this is my neighborhood. It's kind of I live kind of in the hood, but not in the hood. We have doctors to crackheads in my neighborhood, man. But this is my home, man. This is where I live. I love it. And so I'm representing the Ponderosa. All the old school cats in my neighborhood call this place the Ponderosa. We have huge oak trees and just littered oak trees. It's beautiful in the city. But this is where I live. This is where I'm from. And so that was why I called it Ponderosa. It's out of just respect from where I'm from.
Mm-hmm.
Now, business-wise, someone see the bottle or rub of Moe Cason, that's going to be more recognizable than Ponderosa. They're going to be like, well, what's Ponderosa? You know, but when someone sees the name and they know that that's your name, it was a business move, and it's been nothing but great. And so it was a good move for me, and, you know, and it makes sense because now all my products and are Moe Cason.
I don't know if you're noticing this on social media or not, Mo, but the word hunk is starting to trend like crazy. So maybe we could switch to Big Hunk Cason. What do you think about that? Big Hunk. Drop the Mo and go Big Hunk. Yeah, Hunk. Big Hunk. H-U-N-K. You like
really?
That? Yeah, man. Hunky, Hunk Patrol, Hunk Cason. I mean, you could be a whole new revolutionary barbecue line coming up. Speaking of new,
yeah, you know.
Speaking of cutting edge, you also are into the knife game. What's that all about?
Man, it was awesome. You know, I've had the opportunity to go over to Australia. I love Australia.
You do love Australia, by the way. I mean, you're always over there.
Jay Beaumont of Meat Stock invited me over a number of years, 3 years ago, I think it was, to come and do Meat Stock. And that solely from the beneficial of like barbecue pit masters and pit wars, you know, because A&E shows those shows over there, and those shows are like new to them, even though they ran for years here. They were new, you know, and it's just been a blessing to go over there, man. First of all, I love the outdoors. I love hunting. I love fishing. Australia is wild. I mean, it's just an awesome place, man. And the people are genuinely really, really nice. I can't explain it, but they're like a bunch of Midwest people, man. And I'm not knocking the East Coast, West Coast, North, South. There's nice people everywhere. But in the sense of where I'm from, they remind me a lot of people here.
Yeah.
They're just really nice people, man. But they also know how to have a good time. And so I went over there, did Meat Stock, and, you know, I had hit it off with Jay. Jay's just a great, him and his wife, Louise. They're just great people. They put on a great festival, and it's called Meat Stock, and it's a huge barbecue festival. It's the biggest one in Australia.
Wow.
And it's just thousands of people come out, and it's just a great. So I had to go out, and I would do like a couple of barbecue classes, you know, over 2 days, and then I would attend the festival and just meet and greet, and, you know, just some food and just hang out, man, and just, you know, and that's me. I'm just a social butterfly. So it's just great meeting people, man, and having the opportunity to go over to Australia. And I've been blessed to be able to go back there the last, I think, 3 years now. And, you know, and I've developed a great relationship over there with a lot of people. My products are sold over there now. It's awesome. So, yeah, I just have a great time. I'm going back over there in November. There's actually a barbecue contest over there that they're doing. And I'm also going to do a barbecue class at a butcher shop. And it's just, and they love Americans. They love American culture. I mean, to old hot rods, to just rock and roll, R&B. They just love American culture, country. They just love it. And so I have a good time, man. I go over there, man, like a week in advance, and then we'll go out in the bush and we go hunting, man, and cooking over live fire, rag, kangaroo, man, and man, elk. I mean, red stag, and I mean, it's awesome, man. They're just gritty, down to earth people, man, in a good way, you know. And I mean, I've seen some amazing creatures over there. It's just a great experience, man. The food, the people. New Zealand's another one. I've been over there for Meat Stock. Awesome place. Actually, I think I'll be going back there next spring. But yeah, it's just great people, man. And I've had the privilege to be able to go over there and just spread the barbecue culture.
Wow. I mean, we could just continue to chop it up here. So what about the knives? How did that come to play?
Man, I'm sorry. I got on a tangent, man. You got to excuse me, man. Yeah. How I got on that, I did a class over there, and there was a gentleman out of Melbourne. He came to my barbecue class, and real soft-spoken, but real nice guy. And he was talking to me, and he goes, he handed me some Cuban cigars, some really nice Cuban Cohibas. I mean, like really nice, vintage, like 1986 kind of stuff. They're expensive. And I was like, I was kind of, you know me, Rip. I love cigars. And
yeah,
like,
no doubt.
My God, So he and we start talking. And he goes, and he brought me a beautiful knife. And he goes, how come you don't have your own knives, Mo? And I said, that's a good question. I don't know why I don't have my own knives. He said, what do you want out of a knife? And then we sat down and conversing over emails on what I kind of wanted out of a knife. I got big hands, man. I wear a size 19 ring. Or I used to wear a 19 ring. I kind of came a little smaller now, but there's a lot of great knives out there, but the handles were always like small for me, you know. It's like me, you know, I mean, I got big hands, and not everybody has my hands, but I wanted a knife that had a little larger handle, good weight, and some good quality craftsmanship.
Yep.
And he got them made. Now, it's called Route 83. He has his own side of lines, beautiful knives, and I have my knives, which he makes for me, and I have an olive wood or ebony, and they're beautiful knives. I've got a 14-inch slicer. I've got a bony knife. I've got a chef's knife, and I got a beautiful, like, 2-pound cleaver. Beautiful. These are all heat-treated 3 times, pounded, and they're just awesome. I've seen the whole process on it. They're made in China, but it's just unbelievable, man, the process that they make these knives at, and it's just awesome. I mean, when he gave me my first full set, you know, he gave them to me in Perth. Now, I had other knives he gave to me before, but my Moe Cason knives, brought them to me in Perth in a Pelican gun case, and they're all cut out, and they all set in there. And I used those knives like crazy, man, Rip. And I'm going to tell you, man, I didn't put a stone on them until, dude, it was probably February.
Really?
I mean, they just hold their edge, and they stay sharp. And matter of fact, when I went over to Australia again, just this last time, we was out in the bush, and I brought a couple of my knives, and they haven't been stoned or sharpened since I got them. And I remember my buddy Rob Galena. He's my friend that has goes out there and takes the wild game. He's an excellent at sharpening knives, and he put my knife, and he was done like in 2 minutes, not even 2 minutes. He was like, dude, you could tell the quality. This is a great quality knife, no, he said, Mo, because he put it on a stone for a couple, and that was it. And it was done. He said, it's sharp. And he took it, and he put it on his arm, and the hair just fell right off, man. It was awesome.
Wow.
So, yeah, man. So I'm really happy with that. It's just a great opportunity for me and them, and it's just a great relationship. And that's what it's all about, relationship, man. My businesses with friends. That's how it starts out, you know. And so I'm just thankful, man, and you know, that I'm just taking my Moe Cason stuff and that people that believe in me and believe in my products and know that, like, my rubs and my sauces, those are all meat, Rip. Those are all my recipes. Yep. And when I quit my job at the water plant, you know, that was a gamble. When Academy Sports reached out to me and said, hey, we want your products in our stores, you know, you still don't know. You still don't know if people are going to buy your product.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And I mean, and I told my wife, I said, man, you know, to me, I'm living my best life now, man. And when the orders come in and they were steady POs, I mean, they were happy. They're happy. I'm happy, you know. And Hy-Vee grocery store here, I mean, they're ordering on the regular. Academy orders on the regular, and it's just amazing, man. That, you know, and it's like that people have appreciates, you know, my products, and it just makes me happy, man.
Moe Cason is joining me here on the show. We got July 4th coming up in a couple days. Mo's ready. He's got some recipes and suggestions that'll help you get ready as well. You can find him at Moe Cason, BBQ.com. Mo, always appreciate the time. Great catching up with you again. Continued success, my friend. We'll do it again.
Thanks, Rip.
You got it. There he is, Moe Cason, right there on this show. And he did a good enough job to lead me out. Again, the website for Mo, Cason, BBQ.com. That's Moe, M-O-E, Cason, BBQ.com. I don't think it's going to be Big Hunk Cason, even though I made the pitch. I don't know if you like that or not. All the way back in the first hour, we talked with Sam, the cooking guy. Sam suggesting fair food for your July 4th. Elote. Corn dogs. Some other items that he said that I can't remember off the top of my head, but if you go to his YouTube channel, it's all right there, The Cooking Guy. You can also find him at thecookingguy.com and follow him at The Cooking Guy. And then, of course, the second hour was all Moe Cason. Moe Cason, BBQ.com. Got a special unplanned inside look at his military experience. That was a great story. Please be safe on Thursday. Let your neighbors do the fireworking. You just enjoy it and keep all your fingers and toes. Do the cooking instead. Don't be popping stuff. It's outrageous. Anyway, be safe, be cool, enjoy the 4th, enjoy the long extended weekend. I might try and grab a Monday out of it, go to Cedar Point as well with my youngest. We'll see how that goes, but we'll be back and ready to go next Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. September 11th, 2001, I will never forget. And until I see you next Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern, this is your program host and proud U.S. American, Greg Rempe. Good night now.